best of 7, right? But either way, yeah, this one's going to be a hell of a game. I think the panel raised a lot of interesting points, but I really want to deep dive a little bit more into this Nyx because it's so interesting. We just quickly had you demo this.
Yep.
Because I was curious. I was just reading over the facet. You mana burn 15% of the enemy's current mana with ability damage. That is all of Nyx's spells. So you just did a tester. You gave Medusa like a solid 20-25 minute inventory.
Yep.
And we had a Nyx with level 2 ult drain 80% of her mana by using his spells in succession.
Yeah, she went from 2,000 mana to like 600.
Yeah.
It was just like, it is pretty devastating. And you picked this Medusa into the Nyx assassin. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
Killing him might be a good start.
Tundra are full advantage here, though they are going to be giving up first blood. But they got 3 bounty runes, so Saksa. Is it worth it, Synderen? Do you would you rather be on the first blood territory? Especially if that first blood goes to a Weasley support? He stole it away from his cores, Synderen.
I think I would rather be on the 3 bounty runes specifically because I have Alk, but I think it's kind of close, right? In general, but yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. Honestly, I would consider Nyx a flat-out hard counter now that I see this, because when we're thinking about the meta and what teams are generally doing against Medusa, this hero doesn't like buying BKB. And it means that Nyx can reliably hit his Carapace on you every single fight, because you have spread damage, you can't control who you're hitting.
Yeah.
And every time you Carapace her and stun her, that sets up to hit all your other spells. So very, very curious to see that dynamic. The rest of the game, honestly, largely very meta stuff from both teams that we've seen. Tundra are running the Pugna as a battery for their Storm and as a sustain for their Alk. And then on the side of Falcons, these are just a lot of the really strong meta picks, right? With the tri-core of Pango, Bristle, and Medusa. And Ogre, who is starting to become popular, which I'm happy about. I think it's a fun hero.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced by the Ogre. I think most of the performance I've seen from Ogre has been pretty lackluster. But, I mean, he is a nice... It's always hard to rate Bloodlust, right? Especially around the right carries, which... In Belgrade, it was Shadow Fiends. Here, apparently, we're going to be pairing it up with a Medusa, which is obviously still one of the better carries to take advantage of that attack speed.
You know the ancient Chinese proverb, right?
No.
If you have to be lackluster, then you can at least be bloodluster. That's
of course.
That's a classic. Amar? Oh, well, he has sticks actually. He's kind of baiting Nightfall here.
Stick charges.
He'll pop the stick now, and nothing will happen. Okay. Yeah, let's... So far, so good for the side of Tundra. I mainly want to say in their safe lane. Obviously, they got the triple bounty rune, and they are running this safe lane Alk. And this is something we didn't talk about too much because we were focused about the Nyx Medusa matchup. But this should be a very easy lane for Alchemist, actually. Given the Pugna protection, they can put some decent pressure early on onto this Bristle and Batrider. And when the lane starts getting a bit scary, when these heroes hit like level 4, level 5, Alk can just leave.
Yeah.
So you're not really... This lane of Bat Bristle that a lot of other carries would actually suffer against. The first pick carry of Tundra is doing great, and I think it's already in a pretty stable spot where Nightfall is likely going to follow the trajectory that he's planning for the game, and then this is that's what you want out of your Alchemist. You just want him to dictate the game.
I don't know how you feel about Alchemist, but I have felt that it has been a disgusting hero since facets were put in and since they gave him his Grievel's Greed as a passive. His laning is so strong. Acid Spray is so good. Unstable Concoction is very strong. I am not terribly surprised to see this hero just be one of the
big damage. Malrine, nice play from Larnoff. He caught him off guard there. He leveled up to level 4 as Malrine was in the middle of the wave. So he managed to skill the Electric Vortex and pull him into a Static Slide Remnant. Very nicely done there. Yeah, this is looking great. I'm with you. I think Alchemist was one of the biggest winners of facets being introduced, and arguably you could say it's... I don't know if unfair is the right word, but this hero used to... His Achilles heel used to be 2 things. Early laning stage, and when the game went too late. And now it feels like he's honestly passable in both aspects, if not even good. Yeah. So what weakness does this hero really have anymore?
It's like they just gave him like the giveaway Aghanim Scepter.
Yep.
And now we watch Skeeter go to late game Alchemist, and he's a monster right clicker, but he's also giving away Aghanim Scepters to half the team. I don't know, man. I'm with you on this. The weaknesses of this hero
nice
have
flame break.
disappeared. Lornoff is going to be in some trouble here. Really nicely placed flame break from Crit to bounce him back over the river.
And they needed this. They need to, when you look at the structure of Falcons' lineup, they're very dependent on Pango. I think the rest of their lineup, this is one of the issues that Ogre has compared to some of the other melee 4s, or 5s, like Tusk and Clockwork that we've seen be popular, is Ogre doesn't initiate. He doesn't set up plays. He's a Bloodlust bot, he's a strong laner, but then he's kind of quiet most games in the mid game. So if your mid lane Pango in this game is suffering, who's making the moves? So I really think that they're making the right call here to help out Malrine immediately after he dies to Larnoff. And he's still not looking as hot as the Storm. He's still 300 behind, but at the very least, this feels like he's going to have a fighting chance now.
And this is also particularly scary because Larnoff's Storm Spirit was an absolute killer at Belgrade. Yeah. And
he's very good at this here.
33, taking a bit of damage. Nothing too major, though.
It battles this way.
Wow, Doom has no CS. This is unusual for 33. They're doing a very good job. And this isn't exactly a very oppressive lane either that Falcons are playing in the top half, as Amar will be caught off.
Yeah, I mean, they're making up for it, right? They're leaving him alone in solo lane. Soxa is moving around. He's got a gank on mid. Now he's killed bottom, which is a massive win for Nyx Assassin, right? The experience that you get out of these kills helps so much for the hero.
It is, though, when we're talking about, like, pacing of the game and things going according to plan for the Alk, I do feel like most of the time when we see 33, I think a lot of people would just make the case that he's the best player in the world on this hero. It's very unusual that he has this bad farm against this kind of lane. Ogre Medusa is not super oppressive, it's not very explosive damage, it's not a killer lane per se, but they've done a pretty solid job here at keeping him down to those 15 CS. Snake
down to half. Yep. Snake King gonna be chased down. Soxa had the high five ready to go from halfway across the river. He knew what was coming here, and Larnoff, the rest of the amp damage, gets the kill. I wonder how much of it is the fact that 33, I wonder if it's down to the neutral creep, right? Like, so much of 33's Doom, I feel like he owns his lane when he's really, really good at abusing certain neutral creep abilities, and I just cannot imagine that Hurricane was his dream ability to have in lane.
It's one of the worst. I mean, he gets the 3 armor, which is decent against the Dusa, but definitely he would have wanted to have mana burn early, right? When he's playing against Dusa, getting that mana regen in for himself and for the Nyx to have more of a presence, but they didn't find that. I wasn't paying very close attention to whether Falcons tried to prevent them from finding that creep by blocking camps or by... Sometimes you even go to a camp and, like, kill the creep that you think Doom wants.
Yeah.
But don't think that's what happened here. I think he just... Oh, nice.
I mean, it is one
amazing.
Of the best.
Hurricane is the best ability.
Uses, right? 33.
Nice.
Oh, the stun doesn't land quite in time to be able to stop the Rolling Thunder, which means that our Doom is likely dead here. They're bailed out by the Decrepify a little bit here. Do they have any abilities to finish him off? Okay, the Mystic Snake is back up. They'll be able to get it, but boy, they've dove it in so deep for this one, and they're going to have to fight their way out of this one. Tundra is going to chase him down. Nice 2-man stun there from Soxa. The blast keep on raining in. Skeeter's looking to be in big trouble as Larnoff has plenty of mana to go, but he's opting not to jump after the Dusa.
Yeah, I think he checked his inventory and felt like he just couldn't get that kill against 10-1 plus Healing Lotus. So maybe it looks like a very juicy kill, but in reality, if you try for it and fail, you deplete your entire mana pool and you have to go back to base. Now instead what he chose to do was to go and get the mid-wave and get the power rune. So I think this trade-off was actually a really smart choice by him by doing just inventory check there.
Yep. I mean, if it was like a regen or a cane, even like shield rune is still very valuable. So Soxa is in some trouble here. Pretty deep, surrounded by 3 heroes, will die. They did get a good idea of what kind of stack situation is going on in the jungle. Bat Rider, but more importantly, Bristleback. You got to worry about stacks. And
but the biggest winner in all of this has to just be Nightfall is playing 1v0, right?
Oh,
This is just a total free game for the Alchemist. You're not happy to see that as Falcons when this was the overall first pick for Tundra's side. You'll also lose Snaking on a bit of a scouting mission here.
We're getting galvanized stacks too, man.
Yep. Yeah, Tundra's lineup scale, I mean, talk about scaling. Alk, Doom, and Storm in the same team, and even the supporting cast. I think both Pugna and Nyx have something to say in the later portions of the game, so seeing this early game, I am a little bit worried for Falcons when we've already considered their their supposed ace of this draft in the Medusa, I just don't see it, man. I don't see this hero owning this game. So
AUI would never let this happen. But he's apparently on break right now, so
well,
maybe that's part of the problem.
Lamar will die here as well. It's a 2-for-1. Seems inevitable.
At least Malrine is going to be able to pick up the Nyx Assassin, so they will trade out 2-for-2, but it's more galvanized stacks. It's more and more that Lorinoff is getting massive amounts of mana regen and an Orchid soon to be picked up. This timing's going to be fearsome, and I don't know if Falcons are going to be able to put up with it.
Nightfall even got involved there. He just walked over and hit the bristle once. Got a nice little extra bit of gold for himself. So this Radiance is probably looking at like 11 to 12 minutes with Phase Boots and Soul Ring. So that's very, very quick.
Well, if you thought with all this action on the other side of the map that 33's game would be better, apparently not.
No, it seems like that is not the case. He's close to Midas, so he'll find a recovery.
What a bro. Whitemon comes over and digs up a water rune for Lorinoff, so double refill on the bottle.
These players are min-maxing the crap out of this game. Back in my day, we didn't do this kind of things because we couldn't. There's so much new stuff. There's so many little cute interactions that might not feel that big of a deal when you read the changelog, but then you have a situation like that where Pugna just gives Storm 2.5 bottle charges by having the right neutral item.
Do you wish that
when you have the situations for it, it's good.
Do you wish that when you had played, supports had been as enabled as they are now?
Radiant are scanning.
I actually kind of... I'm a bit of a masochist in that sense, I guess. I liked playing really difficult games.
So you like doing more with less sort of situation?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Like, how do I get the most out of almost nothing? Which
well,
is
that Doom
5.
is not going to save you, 33. And nor is it going to threaten Malrine, as the rest of Tundra are pushing the other side. Normally we see this swap of safe lane towers. This is a curious situation. We are trading out off lane towers.
Yep.
Why?
Well, Nightfall's just been living here for 10 minutes, so eventually he's going to get the tower.
True.
With a little bit of help.
Lorinoff finds a quick kill, but Malrine gets a really good Rolling Thunder, chaining up the stun. Again, the Decrepify trying to bail him out. Go through these disables, but the lasso is chained with it. There's no way to be able to bail him out. Still, though, they can get lots of kills out of this one. His crit's going to take out to the life drain, and Malrine is low. Dove underneath the tier 2 tower. Soxa hits the stun. The follow-up in the Sable Concoction. A little bit more drain action, and they've got him. Killing spree for Nightfall. Lorinoff may have lost some stacks there, but Tundra still walk away the big winners.
Yeah, and there's just no way for the Medusa to come help, right? She doesn't offer anything in this situation, so she just stays farming, and effectively this turns into a 4v4 fight where Tundra have the opening kill. So unless you can get the absolute perfect chaining of stuns from Malrine with the Batrider on top, you just don't have enough damage. And, yep, they couldn't really trade favorably there, and this is starting to look like... I think the next 10 minutes for Falcons are extremely scary, the way I look at this.
Yeah.
You have a pretty slow lineup with Bristle and Dusa that need stuff before they truly become active.
And they have no stacks. I mean, half that stack just got taken by Tundra.
Yep. You have almost no control. This is a really difficult game to play because I think you can't fight without Rolling Thunder. It's actually that simple. This ult has to be available for you to take any sort of initiation. And even when it is, you need to land it really well, and you have issues to deal with. Storm has Orchid. He can just jump you and kill you. There's no save in your team to protect you.
And he's been getting every power rune. Nice deny there from Malrine. They are going to be able to get the Gordon's Grasp, but Lorinoff has an illusion rune, so he is in absolutely no danger here. You say there's not much control here for Falcons. Even worse if you have a Dispel on this Storm Spirit.
Yep. Their lineup just isn't tailored to deal with Storm at all. It was correct me if I'm wrong, it was the 10th pick of the draft, right? I mean, this is, whether it was 9th or 10th, this is such a free Storm game. And I personally feel like a bit of a blunder to let this one through, to be honest. It is a very meta mid-hero. It's one of the higher win rates, and under these conditions, this hero just tends to shine. So this is looking like a very simple game for Tundra. Things are going according to plan. It's not like they haven't died either. It's like 11-9. So on paper, you'd think, okay, this is fine for the Dusa side, but the efficiency is just the story of the game. You're so far behind already on the Falcons lineup. And playing recovery, once again, effectively you have Pango to rely on, and everybody has to play around him. But I've been in this position quite a lot as Ogre, so I can give you Ogre's perspective on this game.
Okay, what is Ogre's?
I hate life in this game. Because what Ogre wants to do...
No. Say it like Ogre would say it.
Game Ogre is what he would. So here's the problem. Like we talked about, this hero doesn't initiate. He's a Bloodlust bot, he's a strong laner, and then he offers a bit of teamfight control with stuns and with slows, etc.
Yeah.
But it feels really bad when you're playing from behind because effectively you're relinquished to just walking around bloodlusting heroes and waiting for a counterplay. Your team does not have any initiative, so in the time of the game where you are generally the strongest, which is the first 10 to 15 minutes, you are now doing nothing.
Yeah.
And this is... It's the same issue that... Oh, wait, Saksa being cute
Trying
here.
to get the Wisdom Rune, but they know to be able to interrupt this one. Nice piece of rolling Thunder is still on the ground. Malrine does manage to pick it up. They hit Saksa again. Lorinov does manage to escape, though. Still has some mana, but they can kind of chase after him here, especially with a bit more of a burn. Amar, okay, seems like he's not close enough to get any slows, so they'll have to let him go.
I thought for a second Nyx actually got the rune there, but it's a cute try, but Falcons are ready for it. They get a kill out of it, but nothing more. It's a bounty, or rather wisdom rune exchange, with 33 getting the Radiant one, which he's probably very happy about. He needs something.
Yes.
I wonder if he even needed to pick it up, or if he might have got the experience anyway. I think he might have less XP than Saksa on the Doom. Yeah, his game's not great, but his team's owning, so he can go Midas. And we know how this one generally goes with that hero.
True.
So he's on track to his road to recovery for Doom, and
plus he's already reserved
Devour.
the first Aghanim Scepter from Nightfall. He's already put his bid in, so.
Yep.
Skater.
The real Devil's Bargain.
The actual problem in this lane is coming through the gate and catching you from behind. Nightfall with the dominating spree is about to add another to his skill score as Snaking's not getting out of here. Wait, no, 33 takes the last hit instead.
Dire's top tower.
I hope we can get a replay on that kill. To pay attention to just how much mana Sox is burning when he's hitting these abilities. It's like, I'm not sure how much mana Medusa had at the beginning of that kill, but he didn't even get to do anything.
Yeah.
So, very, very concerning for that hero-to-hero matchup. Now, big items coming around all across the board. Alchemist is going to get his Manta. Bristle gets the Ags, so this is a potential avenue for Falcons to get something done, is playing some sort of Pango Chain stun with the Bristleback ability on top of it, so you can now potentially even kill a hero like Storm. But guess what ability is just S tier this game? It's Decrepify.
Oh, yeah.
It counters like everything. It counters all of Pango's damage and all of Bristle's damage. So I'm kind of surprised to see Whitemon's skill build. I thought he was going to max Decrep this game together with Blast. But he has 3 points in the Nether Ward. Maybe just the team fighting angle of we want to group up and just keep fighting you. But yeah, the levels on this Pugna are going to pay off massively down the stretch. And would love to see him just buy an Aetherlands now after this Glimmer. So Decrepify doesn't have the best cast range, but once you get that lens, it feels so easy to use in fights.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out for that hero. 10,000 gold lead in this game. When's the last time you saw a 10k lead with a 14-10 score at 16 minutes? It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty dead here. Lotus, but...
So there's your Axe Bristleback.
Yeah, well, he couldn't use it, so it's not really fair.
True. It's just like, when you get Axe Bristleback, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to clear out Ancients more efficiently, and I'm going to do Roshan. And they don't have control of their triangle. This side of the map is constantly invaded, and they definitely do not have enough map control to take Roshan. So, your only solution is really fighting it out or continuing to farm up, but as you said, the late game on Tundra is incredible. So, does farming it out really feel that good?
I don't think you win by turning this into a farm war. I think it's go time. You have Blink Dagger on Pango and you have Blink on Bat. This itemization is telling me that Falcons have decided internally we're going to fight until we lose.
Sure.
Because I think this is a team that is, I've been very impressed by their ability to play from behind. It doesn't happen that often, but in some of their games where they get to the mid-game portion and things look grim, they're either very good at playing keep away, or at least good at identifying what type of a game is this and what can we possibly do to solve this puzzle. And I think this is a low percentage play, but I think it's the best one. Like, the game is terrible for them right now, but if they don't try to take initiative and use these items, it's only going to get worse from here on out. Whitemon's going to break the smoke. He has Glimmer. He'll be dusted.
That is unfortunate for Falcons, right? They wanted something more than just a kill on White, but especially if their carry dies. In the meanwhile, looks like Skeeter pushed down mid because the rest of the team was smoked around somewhere in that area, but now they're going to push for more. Lauren here comes the Rolling Thunder, does manage to get a good land onto 2, but no damage behind it. Snake King actually coming in, but he got bumped up to the high ground. So Lornoff will wait it out, make a big jump when he feels like it. Little spike carapace to stun up Snake King, giving Nightfall the opportunity to get a 3rd kill out of this 1-for-3 exchange.
I wonder if we have a replay available of that Medusa kill. I know I'm harping on it a lot, but honestly, it's really interesting to see, and I think a lot of people watching out there are just really satisfied. There's something about Dusa dying fast, because it just never happens. So when you finally get to see like a true counter just obliterate it. Okay, it's on the...
They got you good on that one. You thought it was going to be...
Yeah, I was like, I'm ready. Okay, I mean, it's just the tail end of it, but effectively, you can imagine, I think Dusa was pushing mid with full mana, right? She died during the Impale. That says something. This is not normally.
Radiant are scanning.
And the bristleback damage becomes even worse. We now have an AC done for Nightfall's Alchemist, while the Storm Spirit Nyx Assassin duo continues to absolutely shit on this Medusa. My God, let's watch that again, shall we?
Burn, burn, burn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a dead carry.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I just have a fat smile on my face. I like this.
He does.
I like seeing Dusa die like this. She deserves it.
All right, nice pickup on 33. Unfortunately, every single time you go on something, it seems like Tundra, the rest of them are just not far behind to make some sort of move. An attempted blood grenade to slow down crit does actually land, but Nightfall will find himself also slowed down from the shard of the bristleback.
That's the end of that, but yeah, Falcons with their 2 daggers, effectively, they put them to use and lose 4,000 gold. So, not great, but I don't fault them for it, because once again, sometimes you have to make really tough decisions, and you know it's not likely to work, but it was the best choice they had, and it didn't work, so they've got to just try it again, honestly. Amar's going to finish off this Tormentor, and then see who gets the shard. It will be crit. That's kind of unfortunate. I think they would have rather had the fire shield, because honestly, the Batrider one is just, dare I say, trash unless you're core.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the worst shard in the game for supports. It does almost nothing.
To be fair, Fire Shield has to be pretty low down on the tier list, too. Not worse.
It's a lot better. It is a lot better.
All right, we're talking like C tier compared to F tier. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's B. I think Fire Shield's quite good, actually.
Ooh, they spot a toxic, but Lornoff's gonna jump first, not giving anybody the opportunity on Falcons to be able to make the jump and determine how the fight's gonna go. They still had a good Rolling Thunder onto this Alchemist, though. He's just dead. All right, Nightfield just walked into that one. Nobody on the rest of Tundra really thought that was a good idea, I think.
I think you called him Nightfail, and I would agree with that. That was wild. I was like, when's he popping BKB? He played like he had it. But like, as you pointed out, he bought AC and kind of just walked into the enemy tower into 4 heroes, and this was actually a great illustration of the problem with Pugna having level 1 Decrep. He couldn't reach. He was trying to walk into save, but just got caught and stunned off, and became a secondary casualty, and suddenly we were saying Falcons were struggling with finding the solutions. Well, if Tundra is going to bring it to them, that'll help a great deal. It's still not good, but that was a 6,000 gold swing that you yourself orchestrated by just diving the tower with your Alk. Very, very unnecessary mistake out of Tundra, and Falcons are quick to punish it and get a little bit of breathing room.
Just a bit. Get that safe lane tower out. Ooh, and amp damage, though. Every single one of these power runes, I feel like, has gone into Lornoff's pocket.
Yeah.
Giving any spirit hero this many power runes is, I feel like, a recipe for disaster, but Storm Spirit especially.
Okay, that's a stat. What? Are you kidding me? They've had 6 runes total on the Dire?
The 7.
Wait, 7. This can't be right. That's including bounties.
That's including bounties.
Oh
my God! They've got 3 bounty runes. And
I think I know where the net worth lead
runes.
is coming from, Cap. I think I understand now why they're so far ahead. That is ridiculously low. Was that 3 bounties all game?
Yes.
Was it 3?
3 bounty runes.
That is the
whole
most.
game.
I have.
They started off with 1.
I have never seen that before. I think. I've never seen a team have 3 bounty runes minute 23. That is ridiculous. Oh boy.
Hard times out here.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they haven't had much map to work with. But even then, you would think you're going to walk past one once in a while and pick it up.
Yeah.
I guess not. Tundra's been on top of it. They're going to get the Roche, and Nightfall says, all right, now I'm going to dive the tower. And now I would agree with it a lot more.
They are also going to reach a triple BKB timing at some point.
Yep.
Once Nightfall gets his, then all 3 cores will have BKB. And then if you have an AC and you have 3 BKBs,
Middle tower is under
you're
attack.
probably just... Your only real option is getting the initiation if you're Falcons. Roll up, Rolling Thunder. Oh, wait. He had Rolling Thunder. Malrine, I guess, just didn't expect more follow-up.
Yeah, he got caught off guard there.
I mean, there is a Nyx Assassin Storm Spirit, but Nightfall runs into Amar. Say hello.
Yeah, this is a map control play, right? He knows that this isn't going to lead to any kills or any pressure, or I say pressure, but he's going to cut away the wave and take over the triangle, so effectively just denying them farm. And okay, I take it back. It does turn into a kill. He finds the blink initiation here onto the Ogre. And now he's going to kill the wave. And now they also have the triangle, and they take the future tower. It's wonderful how, when you're far ahead, you can just do certain things.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And now 33 is third on net worth. He had a terrible start, but step by step with Midas and Devour, you're controlling the map.
That's printing money for you with the Midas and map control.
Well,
Soxa is just going to keep hunting down heroes and presumably set up. Okay, there's no way he could do it by himself, and his team is not very close by. Lornoff is just okay. He's going to try? Dude, that's just a damage test. He did do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, Soxa, but... Yeah.
All right, he's limit testing, flat out. He's like,
yeah.
Guys, I theory crafted this mana burn against Medusa. I don't really know how good it is, but I think it's really good. So now I'm going to try it. That was a level 15 support killing 80% of the level 16 carry, by the way.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough. He can't do it on his own, as you said, but I think that was a great illustration that Nyx +1 is a kill. So even Nyx Pugna can kill Medusa right now, 100-0 in a stun.
Amar just picked up his BKB. Maybe this is a fight Falcons do okay. After all, there's no Nyx Assassin. They already got the Doom out of the Medusa. Meanwhile, Malrine is going to live through this, or can get off the Rolling Thunder. No, the Remnant finished them off. Meanwhile, the BKB, the Remnant, that allows Doom to be able to TP away. Nightfall is still playing for it. The Doom is still on the Medusa. Has a little bit of mana to work with. Does he have enough for a stake or anything? Lornoff's completely burned out here, and Nightfall is just simply not doing enough here. Lornoff trying to get away, but Amar has built up the damage. Now he turns it back around onto Nightfall as well. This Medusa is still alive through all of this, through the Doom, through the Alchemist hitting him for the last 30 seconds, and he's able to get away. Wait, no, Whitemon. Whitemon's gonna go for the kill. Oh no, he's out of mana. He doesn't have any mana.
Oh, nice
left.
flame break. I don't know if he actually knew he was going to hit Nightfall with that one. I don't think he did. If that doesn't hit Nightfall, he might have been able to initiate, perhaps, but Soxa on the hunt. I don't think he's going to reach anyone here unless Crit cuts the wrong way.
Spots him for a
He
second.
can't solo this hero.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
unless Crit doesn't go back to his base. Doesn't go for the Vendetta hit, but Nightfall is here. So, easy peasy.
Yeah, so, I felt like there was some miscommunication going on in that fight from Tundra. Why did 33 TP out? Didn't he have quite a lot of resources still, and his team just kept fighting after he dipped? Maybe it was like an instructional play to Nightfall. He was like, this is what you do. He just Nightfalled in front of him. And Nightfall's like, wow, this feels awful. Just leaving my team behind. I don't know. I mean, I can't say it didn't truly work out. It was kind of an even trade, but it felt like if Doom stayed and died there, they might have won the fight just from extra residual damage and from him tanking damage away from other heroes.
Sure.
Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he TP'd it out in like 80-90% health.
He was very fully.
He had a lot of resources, and they had a Pugna covering him too, so probably not the textbook perfect play, but Tundra have enough of a lead that there's margin for error, which is always a good position to be in.
We are back to 16K net worth, which is what I feel like they had like 7-8 minutes ago.
Pretty much.
So Falcons have definitely stalled out the game pretty well. The question is...
That is not a power play. You have Aegis with Doom Elk, and you gained 800 gold. I'm not gonna... I think power is the wrong word for that one.
Pitiful play.
Yes, pitiful play sounds good.
Dire are scared.
Okay, Falcons on the hunt for something. Doesn't look like they're gonna find anyone. Soxa will gain intel.
Another limit test. But this time, surely somebody's going to be able to help him out. 33 goes down to about half off the lasso, and
the
Nightfall. And Nightfall's like, dude, again? Come on. We could have taken this fight. Lorna's still trying to take the fight after all. He's killing crit. Now he's killing the support, and he can still jump for more if he wants to, and he's going to look for it. He gets the grab on the Medusa. Nightfall is going to work, and this time around, he's got Chemical Rage. It's a lot easier when you got that spell. And Amar is going to be BKB TP out.
So you talked about another limit test there from Soxa, but again, what he effectively did, he killed 75% of the enemy carry. So when they did the follow-up initiation on Skitter and he's on a 3rd mana, it's just the easiest kill in the world. So even as an entry into the fight, this seems like a super high impact play. If you can just find this hero, cast all your stuff, and somehow get out, I feel like you've done your job in the fight, and all it takes is for Storm and a Blink Dagger hero to just follow through and start cleaning house. And I really like the decision there from 33 to just snap Doom the Batrider. Just get it out while you can, prevent this hero from getting control in the fight, and then you know your teammates are going to play off the advantage that you've already built them.
Sure. Again, like you said, right, they have a bit of a cushion, so he doesn't have to worry about min-maxing his Doom on the right target.
Definitely not. Throw it out. I think you Doom the Bat or the Bristle, and you're happy. And you can Doom them basically. If you Doom Bat before Lasso comes off, that's fine. If you Doom Bristle at any point, I think that's fine. And honestly,
Soxa gonna break it. Does manage to get the lasso out, but he's controlled up by the Spike Carapace. Gorgon's Grasp goes down, doesn't really latch on anything. Decrepify is trying to save Soxa, but it looks like it'll eventually die, not before he kills the Batrider, though. Lornoff drove in pretty deep there. Looks like they got the Pugna on the back lines. That's a good start for Falcons, but can they deal with the cores of Tundra? Half mana on Lornoff. Skeeter at half mana as well, with Nightfall and Lornoff both manning up with their BKBs. Man, that Shard of Storm Spirit, it really just starts going to work. Snaking, he'll be overwhelmed. Still though, Amar has built up a decent amount here. He has built up the goo. All these heroes are going to have to run away from the Bristleback. Unfortunately, they have no stuns between these two remaining heroes.
I just saw Dusa lose a chunk of mana, and I just had a look. Guess what creep 33 has at minute 30 in this game?
Oh my god, did he go back for the mana burn?
He has the mana burn.
What a monster.
And the way that this works, it scales obviously with Doom, right? So it's a current level 3 mana burn, so it burns 30 plus 3 times the target's intelligence.
Wow.
And Dusa's current int is 127. So that's a 400-something mana burn that Doom has as well. So as if the problems for Dusa weren't mounting, I don't know if this is the build for Skid. I honestly think you have to buy BKB in this game. I think this hero doesn't function.
Do you think that Amar was talking to his teammate when he said,
where
BKB?
I don't know. It's nice if he can keep morale a little bit high for his team, because there's not much to write home about in this game, to be honest. In classic Falcons fashion, they are stalling out the game and not losing on the spot, and they're making a couple of decent, honestly, attempts.
Yeah.
But it is just, Dota largely is a numbers game, and when the numbers are bad enough, you need to overwhelm them with outplays. And Tundra just needs to screw up royally here.
So this is usually a nice, helpful shard. But there is a little bit of a problem, because you got a Nyx Assassin on the enemy team. If he, like so many times, gets the jump onto Skeeter, if he pops Spike Carapace and then mana burns him, that Snake will just end up being damaged back into the Deuce's face.
That's true. He can Carapace that Snake
and which
on his opener.
Guarantees another proc of his mana burn, right? So
33 getting information. And
oh,
that's a good one!
Nice hit from Nightfall, and that's going to immediately followed up by Lornoff. Now the stun from Soxa. This fight looks like it's over already, but Crit does buy back. They're still going to try and make this work. A lasso on a Lornoff, but the damage is just not there behind it. A TP coming in late from Malrine. Skeeter's being chased after. The Bat Rider's dead. That's a dieback on a crit. Now a stun up on Skeeter. They can't save their carry. Every single time, Skeeter is just slowed down to a crawl and just cannot get away from these Tundra cores.
What a sick concoction. How often do you see a 3-hero concoction in Pro Dota? That's
not too often.
They just set up perfectly for that one. I mean, half of it is Nightfall being clutch and half of it is Falcons with bad formation, but no matter how you spin that, that's just a team fight that's lost from minute 0. The moment that concoction went out, I knew that what way that fight was going.
And you only had so many fights where your butterfly was going to be effective. On the Dusa, next fight, it won't do anything for you, at least against Nightfall, who almost has his MKB.
Yeah, interesting choice. We've seen tons of Alchemists recently go for the Bloodthorn, but he's opting to get the MKB here. I'm not missing something here about Bloodthorn, right?
Yeah, I don't...
Missing.
If there was like another hero that had some sort of mischance or something, but I don't think so. So, unless they have something off their neutral items.
No, this just... Okay, anyway. Maybe he's anticipating that Medusa will buy BKB because he feels like us, that it's inevitable.
Sure.
And you have to get that item, so he's maybe just planning ahead.
Yeah, between having Manta and BKB, there would be a good amount to deal with Bloodthorn.
Yeah. They also have a decent amount of lockdown themselves, though, but yeah, it's true. Maybe this is just the safer option. Either way, I'm fine with either choice. I think ultimately it doesn't really matter that much in this game state. And this is the Hail Mary from Falcons. This is their last chance. If this fight goes wrong, they're just going to call it on the spot. So this one has to work somehow. I guess your dream initiation here is Blink lassoing and bursting the Storm, perhaps? With a Pango chain stun with a little bit of an Ogre multicast and the full-on Bristleback. Don't know if this is going to work.
Oh, is that stun not going to be able to reach in time? So he stuns himself. The Roshan pit. Lordov's going to jump in the middle of it. Oh, but they still... Nobody picked up the Aegis. Lordov sits back in and takes it away from Falcons. That's not good. Okay, the Doom does manage to die without the Doom going out, so that's a little help for Falcons, but Lordov is tearing them apart, as is Nightfall. He is absolutely demolishing Skeeter. Lordov will put the finishing touches on him, right? Yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
Evade.
Eventually, triple kill for Lordov. And while Amar has been a nuisance for them, all of these fights, it feels like he survives every single time. This time around, he's gonna get run down. There's the BKB. TP out, perhaps? I mean,
if he wants to.
There's no reason.
He's gonna go and farm. Is he gonna farm this? This is a Giga Chat. Oh, come on. Farm the camp on the way out.
I thought maybe he would cut away too.
There's a Nyx chasing you with dagger. Start farming. Yeah.
Well, they didn't GG out.
They did not.
Which is surprising to me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, considering the fact that Tundra stole the Aegis, I feel like that was probably the killing blow, but Falcons will try for one last-ditch effort inside their base. Lorinov probably doesn't even have to go back to refill here. If he's not going, yep, he's going to get the power rune, and the Butler is arriving through the top gate. Whitemon is on his way to drain back some mana. Maybe he doesn't even need it. He has 32 galvanized stacks, so he's 20 and 3.
Oh my god. He's level 25. I think he's getting the Aghanim Scepter that Nightfall's building.
This mana regen is actually ridiculous. 45 per second while just walking around. He doesn't even need the Pugna in this game to refuel.
Also, do you think Storm Spirit Shard is like a little OP? It looks so strong. And then you get this 25 talent and then it's just bonkers.
It's funny how long it's been good for before the pro scene picked up on it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's very, very good. It also just kind of fits the pacing of how a lot of teams are playing the game nowadays, with when the heroes are grouping up and when they're taking fights that determine the outcome of a game. Having that shard around minute, let's say, 20 to 30 is when it does the most, because not only is the damage relative to tankiness of heroes the best at that point in time, but it's also, you know, when the types of fights that Storm generally wins the game off of happen. So it's like a double whammy. He actually took, interesting, he took the ninja gear. So he wants to go for some solo hunting here on Lorinov. I mean, why not? He is extremely powerful. There's an infused Ags.
Wyman just gonna stumble into a bunch of heroes. Oh no! Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, Decrepify. A lot of defensive abilities to ensure the Falcons can't really do anything with this. Do you get the lockdown here on Lornoff? Remember, he still has the
another good concoction.
Nightfall keeps on fighting him. Crit's gonna jump in late, try and pull this Alchemist into his base, but that is exactly where Nightfall wants to be, I feel like, at this point in time, as this Dusa should be dying to burn. He's just trying to do as much damage to Nightfall as possible.
Nice
Help out Amar, who might be able to get the kill before he goes down. Does manage to get that much, but it's still a Stormshare with an Aegis. Not getting away from that one. Buyback from the Dusa, though. They're still going to try and fight this out. Just the two of them. Malraine's going down fast. Lornoff now turns his attention to Skeeter. Skeeter needs help. Malraine's going to buy back for it. Skeeter's losing mana. He has nothing left. He's dead. Malraine's next up. It's just dieback after dieback. And finally, Falcons will call GG. They were resilient. But in this
change up, huh? From the previous game. This is, am I counting this right? 9 new heroes? Only repeat being Alk?
Yeah.
So, totally different ball game. Obviously, the teams were adapting based on the draft, and I said after game 1 that I think Falcons had some ground to cover. I kind of feel like they did. I think this is a pretty good solution to what Tundra are proposing, in my opinion, but I agree with the panel that it's very... how to say... It's double-edged in the sense that if you get to the point in the game that you want, you're looking great. But if anything goes wrong along the path, you could just get run over. So you got to be very careful when you play timing-based strats like this with Tide, Alk, Chen. It's like very static, so the Monkey King has to do a lot, similar to the last game where it was the Pango's job. Whereas Tundra, they'll be looking to skirmish as much as possible with their bounty hunter. They just want to kill anything they can. Currently,
but Cinder it. Tide Hunter? Really?
I've made this bold statement.
Okay.
That I think every hero in Dota is good sometimes. And I will stick to that statement and say this is the type of game in which Tide can actually be very good. So I want to commend Falcons on identifying that as being a Tide Hunter, a game where Tide Hunter is valid as a choice, because I think this hero is very infrequently good.
Yeah.
But this is one of those games where I could definitely see it working, so but we'll see.
I mean, his Kraken Shell block is going to be doing some heavy lifting, as is the Soul Assumption from 33 here that almost finds its early kill. You got to watch out for the 33 Visage, man. This is, I mean, I know 33 Doom is like legendary and all that, but for me, it's the 33 Visage that is so much scarier.
Well, so far so good compared to a ton of the games that we saw in Valachia, where the teams were contesting Visage on the rune fight and losing 4 kills to death toll.
Yep.
Falcons have already done a good job by not dying to Visage's early game.
True.
And Chen, this is an interesting dynamic in this hero-to-hero matchup. Chen will always go, more or less always in Pro Dota right now, go for the mana burn convert.
Yep.
So he's actually just starting out mana burning the Visage, and then quickly these soul assumptions are no longer an issue. He has to Mango now to get these off, and he has 2 of them left. As a result, the Visage is laning against Alk. There's literally 0 threat on Skitter here if 33 doesn't have mana. They can't do anything, so... And in the meantime, this is something that's interesting about this Tide versus Morph matchup is, I guess we can talk a lot about Tide because we barely see the hero anymore. Well,
really first blood, there you go. It's
great aggressive hero. Loves diving towers minute 1.
Yeah.
And finding the enemy 5. But it's one of the heroes that you can leave alone against Morph. Morph generally bullies a lot of offlaners on his own. If the 4 leaves to go through the gate, Tide's fine. He's just going to have, like the panel talked about, probably just going to rush Vlad's, and he'll just stand there, and he'll just take it.
Yep.
And he'll farm the wave, and Morph can't stop him from doing it. So, yeah.
The one interesting thing I have to say about... Okay, Kraken Shell is amazing this game, right? It's up against Visage. It's good against Elder Titan, right? Because he reduced your armor, but the damage block is still there. Lots of good things. But I also feel like this is a pretty good Crimson Guard game.
Yeah.
Is he going to build a Crimson Guard?
They could buy it on Chen.
Yeah, I guess so.
If they want
that's
to.
the best solution.
If he has that good of a game on Chen. I think this is a game where Tide, I 100% agree. I think it was Brian who just brought up, you know, rush Vlad's, go blink Shiva.
Yeah,
I think that exact build is perfect for this game because you get a secondary way of initiating and setting up fights for the Monkey King. So not only Monkey King has to initiate, but now Tide can do it, and then you can play Alk off that. You get Shiva against the Morphling, which is nice. You get a ton of armor in this game, which is great. Having plus armor when you're playing against ET is always lovely. Playing against Morph plus Windranger, what's not to love about armor? So yeah, I think that's solid. You love shitting on Tide. I know you're
Skeeter. I love Tide Hunter, for the record. I'm a big Tide player.
I know.
It just, you know, he was picked one time in both Belgrade and Wallachia. So.
But that's the thing. If you love a hero and you don't think it's good, you love talking bad about it. It's like, this is one of my favorite heroes, and he's just not been good for like 3 years. I miss the old days when I could 1v3 minute 0 and nobody could touch me. Dota is so unfair, says Soxa as well on his way to the grave here. As a Tidehunter enjoyer / hater, let's say you're a combination.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this was the expected outcome of the first 4 minutes, in your opinion, against this lane?
Getting a kill without Gush, no.
Okay.
That was not expected for me at all. I think.
Let's look at the farm.
Tide. I think this combination of Tide plus Hoodwink is actually really scary. Acorn Shot plus Gush, but they got that kill without Gush.
Yep.
So that was not surprising to me. CS-wise, not this far ahead. Being like even with the Morphling, I would say, is like for sure. At 100%, you should be able to accomplish that. Being this far ahead is pretty crazy.
I think they can leave Amar alone. I genuinely think he can play 1v2. I don't think Morph ET can... They can't hold a candle to this guy anymore.
Yeah.
He's close to... So it looks like Amar's build here is going to be Phase Boot Soul Ring, and then I'm guessing the Vlad's. But yeah, when you have the 2 points in Kraken Shell, the Elder Titan doesn't do very much to you when there isn't a secondary hero in the lane that he can run his Spirit through.
Yep.
And the Morphling, sure, he can attack you a couple of times, but it's not going to amount to enough that you feel pressured. So you can see what type of offlaner just does this minute 4. He's literally just standing next to the tower with the 2 enemy heroes next to him. He just doesn't care. If you were like a Beastmaster hero, if you were like a Sand King, the ET and Morph would be going on you.
Yeah.
Try to force you out and ensure free farm for the Morphling that way. They don't even bother, because the moment they play aggressive into him, he presses one button and they do no damage.
Yep.
So there is no play, and that's really, really good news, mainly for Crit, because as a result of this, he can start looking toward potential mid kills. You can see right now he's in the top river, looking to find a kill onto the Visage and really slow down 33's game. And if he is successful with this top river move now of pincering the Visage up there, yeah, he is already successful, as a matter of fact.
He is already in a killing spree, and he's going to find another kill for Falcons in this top lane.
And this is a death after TP.
Yeah.
So he has 30 seconds now. So when he respawns, there's like 15 until his TP's ready. He's going to have to walk. He's level 3, minute 5, against a free farming Alk. They're 3,000 gold.
I feel a bit nutty.
There is a real possibility here that this game is even more one-sided than the first one. I don't want to call it too early, but this is...
I mean, this is their 2 gold generators.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Your track killer and your soul assumption, whatever.
That is the face of a Tidehunter player. This is the
dude.
personality you need to have to play and enjoy Tide. I am a Tide enjoyer myself, as a matter of fact, and as you know, I'm an extremely boring and dull person. So Tidehunter is right. Do you know what hero I also love playing in the offlane? Venomancer, one of my favorites.
Geez.
And you know what I also like? Necrophos. So, you know?
Are you an Underlord player?
No, I don't think anyone should play Underlord. I think that hero is actually so boring that it shouldn't exist. I think Ice Frog had a ton of good ideas. Underlord was his... What's the opposite of a magnum opus? It's like the inspiration that made you get the great idea.
Gum on the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an off day on that one. It was probably somebody else's idea, and they convinced him, or he did it for a friend who was like, hey, I have this really cool hero idea. And he's like, you've been my best friend for 20 years. You get to put a hero in the game. Oh, I think this sounds really fun. And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. You can have it. But yeah, the other heroes are fun for people like me.
I
Skitter?
like Underlord.
That's unsurprising, given the circumstances. What do you think? You also like Necrophos.
I like beefy boys.
I do too. I think we have a lot of overlap. Just Underlord is not.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Underlord's okay as Soxa is not okay.
Soxa does so much damage, man. Yeah. So much physical damage. Bounty Hunter has relatively high base armor, and he just got demolished.
Yeah. Do they have? Let me see. Yeah, so they have a Blightstone
Yeah.
and level, was that level 2 Acid Spray?
Yeah.
So that's -4, -6, I think?
And the Visage is dead as well. This is just a
Dire's
slaughter,
structures
man.
are fortified.
Okay, what do you... Give me your
Radiant's
best
top
suggestion
tower
for
is under
Tundra.
attack.
Let's say they have... Let's say they get to pause for 2 minutes and strategize and come up with a solution. What do you think they should do? You don't get 2 minutes, of course, because that would be extremely boring commentary, but...
I was gonna say that Soxa should maybe abandon this lane,
Where does he go to kill?
but he can't go to the Tidehunter, right? Like,
Exactly.
that's useless. So you're trying to rotate on the Monkey King, which,
Radiant's top
I mean,
tower
chances
is
are
under
pretty
attack.
decent. They have some sort of
Fallen.
vision up.
I'm kind of with... I think the Monkey King play is the only one. I actually don't think he has any other play on the map, but the problem is...
What does that play even look like? You walk up, you hit him, and you don't have Shackle Shot or anything. You just try and Power Shot. Okay, Lornoff is gonna
Focus
go.
fire!
Focus
Kill
fire!
him!
Tidehunter. It's doing no damage.
Kill him, guys!
It's doing no.
Oh, you get the
damage.
courier.
It's literally healing him. What is going on? Tundra are. I think they need that 2 minutes, because that sure as shit wasn't the strategy.
Oh my god, those are the funniest 3 question marks I've seen in a long time. I think Windranger did a grand total of 50 damage in that game. And then she killed a courier and left.
Radiant's
And
top
Amar was
tower
just like,
is
what are you
under
doing,
attack.
dude?
Dire's
In the meantime,
middle
Monkey
tower
King
is
rotates
under
top,
attack.
finds a kill. Just too easy, man. Yeah. Okay, so I agree. The kill mid onto Monkey King looks really awkward, but again, it's like, what is your alternative? The problem is, if Bounty Hunter moves, Visage just dies.
Yeah.
But I guess he also dies if Bounty Hunter stays. Then they just killed both of them, so that wasn't great either.
Radiant's
Maybe
bottom
wait
tower
till your
is under
Morphling is level
attack.
6 and Morphling makes a move through the game. Even that's not get that good, but
Radiant's courier
Yeah.
has been killed.
because it's not like Visage can just be like, oh, don't worry guys, I'll just go jungle with this facet that is entirely dependent on killing heroes.
He's level 3. He's not going anywhere.
Well, no, he's level 4 now.
Sorry, I take it back. He's level 4 and dead. Which is better than level 3 and alive in some
Dire's
cases.
middle tower is
A
under
little bit
attack.
longer death timer.
Well, I don't think this was what he imagined when he took the death toll facet, that it's literally just, you are destined to die all game until it's over.
Okay. Maybe he thought he could soul assumption himself.
Oh.
Oh, there.
Now we need self-denies back in the game. I like that. Good old Pudge solo kill, or self-kill with Rot. Oh, this tree is not sus at all. Don't worry, boys. It's just very natural.
Loud
Dire's
underneath
middle
it.
tower is under attack.
What? He's dead.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Nightfall.
tower is
Are you going to be able to come in and get a kill anywhere?
He can't touch
No,
it.
you really can't. Lornoff is here.
Okay, they're really trying now. They need 33 to get a solo.
They have to get something out of this, please, for 32. Oh my god, he's dead. Now they're getting ravaged. Oh no. They're gonna run down Nightfall as well. They're still trying to kill Crit. They focus fire Crit. Run, Crit, run into the trees, out of sight, out of mind. Oh, he hit him with that two-man bushwhack. Oh, not a single kill. It's 14-0, Synderen.
tower is under attack.
It's 15-0 in a moment, I think.
Okay,
Malrine?
Watchlight, I just died. Come on, man.
Maybe not. Okay. There are limits.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The good news for Tundra is that they won the first game.
Yeah, they did. They did do that.
Radiant's
Crit was so
is under
tanky.
attack.
You know,
Or maybe Tundra just don't do any damage.
he might have also been a little bit lucky next to the trees, right? There's always...
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think a couple of these missed, but it's also bound to happen with Focus Fire. I think he has like 20% evasion right now, so I like to think of Dota as a zero-sum game in terms of enjoyment. So the
Okay,
happier
yeah.
one team is, the more miserable the other one is. And if both teams are having a pretty good game, one of them is like slightly unhappy, and the other one is slightly happy, you know?
But Amar's yawning his way through this game.
Who on Tundra do you think is having the most fun right now in this 0 and 15 game? And who on
Maybe it's
Falcons do you think is
Nightfall?
having the most fun? I think Tide is having the most fun. I think Tide is draining this
Well, Amar doesn't look that enthusiastic in the webcam.
game. He never does, though. He's smiling on the inside. Oh, that's
I mean, we know 33's having the worst.
I think 33 is having the most miserable game. So the offlaners is probably where we're having the most like joy siphon here, right?
Yeah.
Tide is
just
eating Visage.
Oh no, Whitebot hiding away in the trees. Malrine hops right on top of him. Goomba stomps him.
Question marks? Lornoff will escape for now. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Really is a beautiful game, Dota, though, isn't it? There's just some games where there's just nothing to say. You just watch it. Oh, he went Yules on Tide. That's sexy. All right, that's something. We love that. I think this is Amar's favorite item in Dota, actually.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because he became famous as a very greedy offlaner. But he buys it a lot on Mars, where it obviously makes sense for setting up spears. But if you're buying this on Tide, it's a statement that I love this. Oh.
Oh no, the Yule
Tundra get their first kill of the game. Actually, untrue. Lornoff has also killed a courier.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a 12k lead minute 12, so it's not looking great for the Radiant. Yeah, that's it. That's really the state of things. Bounty Hunter's level 4. Visage is almost 6. So it's got that going for him, which is nice. He's gonna have 2 friends to cry on the shoulders of until it's all over. Whitemon.
It might be over real soon.
This is it's both. It's like it's cinema and a tragedy at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like beautiful to watch how Falcons are just destroying this game, but man, it's also tragic that Tundra can't do anything.
I mean, Tundra fans are certainly crying their way through this bit of media.
Imagine this. Imagine you've played Dota for 5 years, but you've never watched the pro scene. You're like, hey, I want to watch a pro game today. You go and watch this one. You're like, wow, this team on Radiant, they're really bad. This Dire team, are they world champions or something? They're really good. And then you realize these two teams are actually super even. But this game is just not. It's not it, man. There's not much to look forward to if you're a Tundra fan in this one.
It really is it is the great strength of Dota, and the problem with it is that sometimes drafts can say a lot. The strategy element. There's only maybe sometimes so much you can play your way out of a situation, right?
But this is to go back to the draft, I think this is part of the beauty of this game is look how good of a Tide game it was.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing that's really impressive about that is not just that, it's the fact that in order for it to be a good Tide game, you need to, first of all, you need somebody in the team to realize that. You need to convince your teammates of the idea that you have, and then you need to execute it, right? And you need to have a player on it, too.
Yep.
So all of those things, I think it's always really impressive when teams dig a little bit deep to find a hero that's not particularly popular, and then they just make it look like the best hero in the game, right? And this, to me in this game, Tidehunter was the best pick of the draft because it was the hardest idea to get, but also the most impactful one. I think Amar has ruined this game.
Oh, he knew Malrine had laid a trap. He knows Saksa desperately needs his level 6 to have anything to say in this game. Maybe track doesn't matter, though, because they're still sitting at 0 kills.
Yeah. When's the last time you've seen 20-0?
That would be ESO1 Frankfurt, because I remember your voice. At the end of that finals, you casted the finals, and at the end of when the final GG was called, you said 22-0.
Oh.
I remember that. It sticks out of my head.
Was that 2014?
That was, I think,
15?
that was, I think, the second Frankfurt.
So that would be
2015, and it was like IG in the final?
Yeah.
And they got stomped 22-0 in game 3 or 4. I don't know.
All right, highlight reel here for Whitemon. He doesn't die. He escaped a kill.
So for my nostalgia, if you could repeat that.
When?
It'll happen.
Imagine they also called GG at 22. Oh, poetic.
That would be really
Radiant
nice.
structures are fortified.
Monkey King. Looking for trouble.
If Tundra
Radiant's middle tower
gets a
is under
kill,
attack.
Okay.
let's have a prediction. Who is going to get their first kill And on what hero?
Visage killing Hoodwink.
Okay, I'm gonna say it is Wind Ranger killing Chen.
Okay. Shift off.
Is it gonna happen? No!
Ah, yes. 22-0!
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Damn, Cinnamon, you still got it.
23-0! Amari used himself, that was on
into
purpose.
Wukong's command.
24-0! I feel like a darts announcer. 180! Oh no. Socks up? We were talking about being Ogre last game when you're behind. Being Bounty Hunter in a game like this?
Oh god, it's so bad.
25-0! Go, Texan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Hey, well, I mean, you gotta switch things up because who knows how long this is gonna go for. How many more kills is Falcons gonna get before somebody either GG's or Tundra gets a kill? I mean, surely at some point in time, you don't want to go down in the history books as one of the teams that lost a game without a kill. Yeah. I feel like you're probably strategizing just to find that one kill. That's what I would be doing. Lornoff is almost dead. Wait, Skater! Skater's a little bit low.
Oh, I
got him!
Wow, we were both as wrong as possible. Wrong hero and wrong player for both of us.
Yeah, the carry.
Nightfall killing Skitter.
I was not imagining the carry killing the enemy carry. That was certainly not on my bucket list. 33, he's also
okay, they got Snay.
Gonna help get a kill. Nightfall gets 2. Now he looks at Tidehunter and remembers it's a Tidehunter. Not touching that hero. But you could kill the Hoodwink. Malrine jumps back in, going for Saksa. And Amar's there on the other side to ensure a double kill and more Kraken shell stacks. Don't forget, that's a part of the Tidehunter facet. Maybe you haven't seen that hero in a while, but he is building up more and more Kraken shell damage block every single one of these kills that they're getting.
There's that anchor. Has to kill that first. Root him up. He'll be fine, though.
Malrine still on the Wukong's command, so after he waveforms, he can still chase after him. They have the vision inside of the trees. Q play Nightfall.
This fight was so long, Skitter
well
respawned and reconnected with it. I thought Morph was actually getting out of that, but that took so damn long for them to chase this down. But Skitter came back. He didn't even have boots of travel. He just TP'd to the tower and ran. Or did he come from the outpost? Either way.
He can't even leave his base. Just immediately gets the light-neared Wukong's command.
Yeah. All right. We get one guess each. What do you think the win expectancy is for Dire? You start.
I would say...
And I won't lowball you by 1%. I'll go off by at least 3.
I'm going to say they definitely have a chance. I would say it's 96-4. It's not like...
96-4? Oh man, I said I had to go off by at least 3. Well, then I go 99-1, I guess. Oh, it's 96-4! Look at you!
Oh, yeah!
Damn! What a champ.
Dota, baby.
Holy. All right, that's pretty based, hitting that right on. That's sick. I guess you've had a lot of games like this as Bounty Hunter.
It's true.
You know what it's like. You've been there. I was going to say you haven't been there as the Tidehunter. But you know the Bounty's perspective on this game.
What does that 4% look like, though?
I do not. Probably some ET wild combo.
Yeah, it's definitely something with good Earth Splitter.
Finding a couple of picks here and there.
Yeah, and these could be more track kills for them. Earth Splitter, that's going to be off the mark, but almost killing crit, and still Amar comes in. He's ready to go with the Ravage as well. Hits him, doesn't save crit, though. Nightfall still managed to get that kill, and it will scurry himself away. Unfortunately for the rest of this team, they don't have the same options. Oh, caught him on the glide near. Ah, that's beyond godlike double kill for Malrine. He just keeps on racking them up, stacking them. Kill after kill after kill.
All right, I got another prediction. Or another. Yeah, this one's actually a prediction.
Yeah.
How long is this game good? So Falcons last game managed to stretch it to 38 minutes while being crushed. Not this hard though, but they were being crushed.
No.
how long are
Radiant are
Falcons going to
scanning.
last this game
Dude,
before
it's a
Tundra
Falcons
inevitably...
game. It's going to be like 45 minutes, man. I've seen this before.
All right, I'm going to say 28.
You're high if you think that Falcons is going to close out a game.
I think they're going to
28
kill. They're going to kill Roche and they'll find it. Surely. Maybe not. Oh, good Gleipnir.
3-man Gleipnir, Wukong's command. On top of that one, they chain stun up the 33 Visage. He's just not had fun this series, huh? Even the game they won, he was getting shut down entirely. Soxa tries to hide away the trees. It doesn't work. Now Mar hits him with the Yules. Goodbye, Windrun.
Having that Blink Yules against the Wind Ranger is honestly really cute.
It is really cool.
He's just on top of Lornoff. Every time Windrun goes off, he just goes on him and ruins his fight.
Puts the anchor onto the bounty. They get a bushwhack onto the two of them. Nightfall. See if he can actually waveform away. He can't. Damage comes too quickly. And maybe you're right. Maybe they are actually going to just even try and do Roshan.
I think I was high. 28
yeah.
minutes was...
Under attack.
Yeah, I was high. I should have gone with 21. I had a feeling. All right. Well, I think we just witnessed Falcon's shortest game of the tournament. Win or lose. This does not happen to this team very often, but what an